Tassa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Sama Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Sama Sambuddhassa.
Today is the 25th of February 2015. Last week, we started about sensual spheres consciousness. So, all of you remember? Because this sensual sphere, wholesome consciousness, resultant consciousness, and functional consciousness, there's 24 types of this consciousness, always associated with the good root. Remember, good root? Aloba, adosa, amoha. Non-greed, non-hatred, non-delusion. Because the sensual sphere, beautiful consciousness. There's 24 type of consciousness, sensual sphere, beautiful consciousness. So for the unwholesome consciousness 12 and rootless consciousness 18, this 30 type of consciousness we call unbeautiful consciousness. Because it is the association with the aloba, adosa, amoha, good root. So please remember the name is a sensual sphere, wholesome or certain functional consciousness 24 because sensual sphere, beautiful consciousness. So we study about a wholesome consciousness. When we do some scripting, perform some kind of meritorious deed, observing sila, practicing meditation, is among 8 types of wholesome consciousness that arise. For a resultant consciousness, their functions start to take conception, and especially when we sleep. Very good sleep. So at that moment, what type of consciousness is the sensual sphere, resultant consciousness, 1 of 8, when someone sleeps. So what do they? Yes, I don't want to go in detail. So how to practice tranquility meditation to gain absorptions, jhana. Because we study about patthana, the law of causal relations. So we want to use the object, condition and so on. So now we just study about the consciousness. It's not in details to know their name. Otherwise, if we start in detail, it takes many weeks to finish them. So our class is the law of causal relations, right? So we need to go to aramana, object, condition, and so on. So that's why we should know this what type of consciousness. Rough. So today we're going to study about form sphere consciousness 15. Form sphere consciousness 15. Why because form sphere consciousness? So please look at the cosmic system of Buddhism. We have the 31 plane of existence. See that, right? This, we have form sphere and formless sphere. This form sphere consciousness mostly is to move about in the form sphere realm. So we'll study later regarding about this cosmic system of Buddhism. So what are they? They have the form sphere wholesome consciousness 5, and form sphere resultant consciousness 5, and form sphere functional consciousness 5. Altogether, 15. So what are these? We should know their name, their nature. For the first jhana, in Pali we call jhana. What is the mean jhana? Jhana is in concentrates closely on an object, because jhana, or burning those adverse things, the mental hindrances. We have 5 mental hindrances. That's what we call jhana. So to gain this jhana absorptions, what we need? We need to practice tranquility meditation. Please remember, we have 2 types of meditation. Number 1, tranquility meditation. Another one, insight vipassana meditation. Who practice tranquility meditation, they be able to gain this jhana. As they gain jhana, they will gain the higher psychic power. So they can use their abilities to create psychic power. Again against the divine eye. You know divine eye, right? Just close the eye. You can see everything. So divine eye or celestial eye. And celestial ear. They can hear what everyone would hear. Someone's talking in Japan, in Thailand, in Burma, Sri Lanka. You can see them, you can hear what he's talking about. If you gain this highest, this is the psychic power. Or you can read someone's mind. What he's thinking about right now. You can read someone's mind. And you can recall your past life. 1 life, 10 lives, 100 lives, and so on. You can recall your previous life. So we call this the highest psychic power. We get a supernormal power. This is the result of practicing tranquility meditation gaining jhana and gaining this higher psychic power. For those that practice inside vipassana meditation, to see things as they truly are, to see the phenomena of this mind and body, what they really are. After you know their nature, deep practice meditation, inside vipassana meditation, finally, you can gain enlightenment. To become stream enter and so on. So there are two ways to go to practice. Here we start about forms here, wholesome consciousness. So we must practice this tranquility meditation. We have 40 subjects of meditation to practice. So here I don't want to talk about this jhana. As I mentioned just now, so we study Patthana, the law of constellation. When you go further for this law of constellation, I don't want to deal with it in detail, again about tranquility meditation. Here, who gains the first jhana? So please remember, the first jhana of consciousness is with, in Pali language, with vitakka, vichara, piti, sukha, ekaggata. So what you prefer? You prefer English? That's fine. Or that's fine. Vitakka is mean initial application. Initial application. For vichara, it means sustained application. Piti is mean joy. Sukha is mean happiness. Ekaggata, one-pointedness of mind. So jhana is mean absorption. So just remember this word, this translation. So when you'll be able to memorize the first jhana with vitakka, vichara, piti, sukha, ekaggata in Pali or in English. So this first jhana consciousness with initial application, sustained application, joy, happiness, one-pointedness of the mind. This means you gain first jhana. First jhana. So please remember the name of this first jhana. It has the 5 factors. See that, right? Vitakka, vichara, piti, sukha, ekaggata. 5 factors. Who gains second jhana? It's no vitakka. See that, right? No vitakka. Eliminate this vitakka. Just vichara, piti, sukha, ekaggata. The sustained application, joy, happiness, one-pointedness. Only 4. Who gains the third jhana? It's no vichara. See that? Just piti, sukha, ekaggata. Joy, happiness, one-pointedness. On 3 factors. So who gains the fourth jhana? Just sukha and ekaggata. Happiness and one-pointedness, mind. So they eliminate vitakka, vichara, piti. And who gains the 5th jhana? Ubekha, ekaggata. See that? Ubekha, ekaggata. Ubekha is mean equanimity, right? Equanimity. Ekaggata, one-pointedness. So there's forms here, consciousness, wholesome consciousness, 5. This means when you gain jhana absorption, you will gain all this consciousness, because sublime state of consciousness. So to gain this jhana, your rebirth consciousness must be accompanied with wisdom. It's already started about that, right? This is your wholesome consciousness, associated with non-greed, non-hatred, non-delusion. Non-delusion means wisdom. So when your rebirth consciousness accompanied with wisdom, you will be able to gain this jhana. Otherwise, you just gain only merit. You will not gain this absorption. And form spirit subtle consciousness, same. This means when you gain this jhana, you will not last. You will be able to maintain this jhana until you die. So after you die, you will be reborn as the Brahma world. This is form sphere world, higher than heaven. And then your rebirth consciousness will be form sphere resultant consciousness. For someone who be as Arahant, if they gain this form sphere consciousness, their consciousness become functional consciousness. So form sphere, functional consciousness. So become 50. This 15 form sphere consciousness mostly move about in sense. This form sphere. That's what we call in Pali, Rupa Vajra consciousness. This who practice tranquility meditation. However, who practice insight vipassana meditation, even though we not gain this absorption jhana, we can experience this vidaka, vichara, piti, sukha, viveka. So if you are a meditator, you practice meditation, you will experience about that. For example, you practice meditation with the gap here. Initial application. This means with steps or concomitants towards the object. So you focus your mind on your breath, for example. So your mind, this vidaka, so the duty of the function of this vidaka, the aim, all this concomitants mean who associate with this vidaka towards the object. So you'll be able to focus your mind to the main object of meditation, your breathe in or breathe out directly. Or who focus your mind on the abdominal movement, rising and falling. So you sit meditation, you take all these concomitants forward toward to this rising and falling, direct. This is a vidaka, initial application. So we can experience about that. And vichara here, sustain application. Just sustain is the object. So contemplate on this object again and again, again and again. Sliced, investigating consciousness. So this vichara, see, when you practice meditation, you focus your mind on rising and falling, or breathe in, breathe out, just sustain on this object. Just examine this object again and again, again and again. You've got sustained application. Tell your mind, how come it's not go out, not wanders like before, and you will feel pity, rapture, joyful. So pity, you feel joyful about your meditation. And then happiness will arise. You will feel very happy to practice. That's why someone can practice many, many hours when you reach to this state. And one-pointedness. You just focus your mind on my object of meditation, just one-pointedness. It's not only the one, this the main object of meditation, primary object of meditation. Whatever objects appears. So, for example, you see something. You focus your mind on this, the vision, on your object in the form. So, initial application directs all concomitance to the object. And then sustained application, you just examine this object again and again. And then joy, happiness. So, who practice insight vipassana meditation, if you wish to, we call upachara samadhi. You heard about that? Upachara samadhi. Upachara means neighborhood concentration. Neighborhood concentration, or access concentration, or proximate concentration. We can translate. It's three words. Neighborhood concentration, access concentration, and proximate concentration. This means almost gain absorption. Almost, upachara, almost, very close to gain jhana. But you don't want to go, start to forest to gain jhana. You want to gain enlightenment. So what do we have to do? You focus on realities. Please remember, for samatha meditation, tranquility meditation, the object is mean concept. Concept. Maybe earth, maybe water, casino, right? For insight vipassana meditation, the object is realities. What is the reality? Maybe consciousness, mental state, or matter. See that? They're different. So when you reach to this state of proximate concentration, you will focus on what kind of objects appears. Your eye, your ears, your nose, your tongue, your body and mind. And see things as they truly are. It means, what is their nature? You see every object arising and disappearing, one after another. This means you see the impermanence of this object. You see the truth, see the right? So you see impermanent. So always arising and disappearing one after another. This means unsatisfactoriness, or some is translated as suffering, dukkha. You see it. It's the nature of mind and matter. When you arising and disappearing incessantly, you cannot control. This is beyond our ability, beyond our control. As their nature, arising and disappearing, this means uncontrollable. You see their nature as anatta, uncontrollable. And you will not see all these objects. Whatever you see, you hear, you smell, you taste, you touch, think about. It's no shape, no form, right? Just nature. This means reality. You see their nature. So who practice vipassana insight meditation, we reach to this neighborhood concentration. We can see the nature of this mind and matter. There are three characteristics. This means all of you know, you and who practice insight vipassana meditation, even we cannot gain the jhana, almost gaining jhana, we can experience this vitakka, vichara, piti, sukha, ekaggata, these 5 factors of jhana. So this I compare all these jhana factors with who practice insight vipassana meditation, how we can experience about that. And then when you have deep concentration, keep practice, you can eliminate the vitakka. See, when you practice meditation, you don't have to try hard to focus your mind on the object like the beginning. You get used to, right? When you get used to this meditation, you don't have to try hard. Just know vitakka, just vichara, examine the object, what happened. So vichara, piti, sukha, ekaggata. And then keep practice that. You don't need to examine again and again. Because you get used to, you develop this vipassana meditation, your concentration and wisdom come high. And then you don't need vitakka, vichara. Just piti, sukha, ekaggata. You sit meditation 1 hour, 2 hours, you can feel that rapture, happiness. Your mind doesn't go anywhere. See, right? So be able to sit meditation a few hours. You know yourself. And then keep practice that. Sukha, ekaggata, no piti, no rapture, no joy, just sukha. See, bodily happiness and mentally happiness. You feel happy with one pointedness. And keep practice that. When your vipassana knowledge become higher and higher, no sukha, upekkha, ekaggata, equanimity. See, because we experience a lot. It's like someone, when you go work somewhere, you get paid a lot of money, happy, right? Very happy. When you get used to it, become richer and richer, you don't care about that. Right? No piti, no sukha, oh, it's so, so your mind is balanced, impartial. So when you practice meditation, you can let it go every day, you don't feel very happy about that. So your mind still one pointness at all. So this means when you practice inside Vipassana meditation, we can experience all these factors too. Even though it's not completely, perfectly, 100%, we can experience some in nature. So this, I just want all of you to know their name: form sphere, wholesome consciousness 5, form sphere, resultant consciousness 5, same, and form sphere, functional consciousness 5. Altogether, 15 types of consciousness. And go to another formless sphere consciousness. Formless sphere consciousness, 12. This wholesome consciousness of formless sphere 4, resultant consciousness 4, functional consciousness 4. Because formless sphere is no rupa, no form, just formless sphere. So we just roughly to know their name. So now I don't want to talk about how to practice to gain this Arubhavara Jhana. For example, here the first one, infinite space. When someone practices, for example, you take some earth kasina. Maybe you heard about that earth kasina. In Pali we call Batavi kasina. Yes, for the circle of this earth about 1 span and 4 inches. It's about 1 foot. And then should be because the dawn colors clay or earth. Put in front of you about 2.5 cubits, about 3 foot. And then look at this the circle of this kasina. Mentally say Batavi, 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 all earth. So your mind is focused on one object. Don't think about anything. And then you will gain concentration. You can visualize this object. So, for example, you open your eye, you see this object. You go somewhere, maybe you close your eye, you will see, like you open your eye, see the same. Because visualize concentration. Wherever you go, like someone, if you attach to somebody, for example, attach somebody, you always think about this man or woman. So wherever you go, maybe you close your eye, you will see person picture very clear, right? Same. When you practice meditation for take time, so many weeks, many months, many years. And then you'll be able to visualize this object, like you open your eye and see that. From that state, keep practice. And then you can play this this object, make it smaller, make it bigger, make it bigger. As it make it bigger, finally it's infinite space. You see, as the endless space. Because you play with this object, you gain concentration, you get used to try to increase, become like and like. Finally, it's all the space. So it's the endless space become infinite space. And you practice that, or endless, infinite space. In Bali, Anando Akasa. Just keep practice that. And you will gain Arupajara Jhana. After that, you want to go to second Arupajara Jhana. Keep practice that. Your mind, your consciousness, just concentrate on infinite space. Now you see your consciousness is endless because infinite consciousness. Oh, this mind who takes this space as the endless space as object, so infinite. You see that. And then keep practice that, you will gain second jhana. After you can gain jhana, you want to go to the third jhana. And keep practice that, this absence of consciousness. This the consciousness is that in Pali, nati ginji. This absence of consciousness. You feel it. So practice again and again. Finally, you gain the third jhana. And keep practice that. This consciousness. Neither perception nor non-perception. This means your consciousness very subtle, very, very subtle. Almost it's nothing, but still have that. This because neither perception nor non-perception. And you will gain fourth jhana, Arupajara jhana. So just remember the name, right? The first jhana, we call infinite space. Second jhana, infinite consciousness. Third jhana, absence of consciousness. Fourth jhana, neither perception nor non-perception. So, wholesome consciousness 4, the resultant consciousness 4, functional consciousness 4. Who gain this Arupajana wholesome consciousness? If you maintain this jhana under the die, after that consciousness arises, you will be born as a Brahma. Go to formless field as Brahma. Only mentality existed, no form. That's what we call formless field. The rebirth consciousness is resultant consciousness as the rebirth consciousness. Therefore, Arahant become functional consciousness. Right? So, this is the form sphere consciousness 15, formless sphere consciousness 12. Together, 27, because sublime state, sublime consciousness. So now we already studied how many one? 81, right? 81, unwholesome consciousness 12, rootless consciousness 18, and beautiful sensual sphere consciousness 24, and sublime state consciousness 27, together 81. This 81 type of consciousness called in Pali, Lokiya Chitta, mundane consciousness. Mundane consciousness. So when we practice Vipassana meditation, this 81 type of this consciousness is our object. We cannot take supramundane consciousness as your meditation objects. Just 81 type of this mundane consciousness can become the object of vipassana meditation. So all realities. That's why we will study later. You see something, this eye consciousness rests, right? So focus on eye. Eye consciousness is impermanent. This means you focus on consciousness, realities. See that? So when you gain this sublime state, for example, here there are factor, initial application, sustained application, joy, happiness, one point in the mind. You can contemplate on that. You can contemplate on the vitaka, vichara, piti, sukha, ekakana. One of those, or you will see their nature as impermanent and so on. And then you will gain magga, enlightenment. That's why the 81 type of consciousness is object of meditation. Even unwholesome consciousness is our object of meditation. See that? Don't be disappointed. Why? So sensual desire arises. Why? Anger arises. Don't be disappointed. Just keep knowing it. All is the meditation object. See that, right? So all realities. That's why anger arises. You know of anger arises. You know now is fear. Impermanent. So whatever type of consciousness or thought, good or bad, wholesome or unwholesome consciousness, just be aware of that. See your nature. Will produce vipassana knowledge. That's why when you sit meditation, some say, when you sit meditation, what do you see? So we don't want to see any heaven or hell. We want to see the nature of mind and matter. What happened in this present moment. So what's your mind, what's your thought, what's your feeling, your sensation, your emotion, what's your body, what happened in this present moment. Keep knowing that, be aware of that. You see their nature. Only three characteristics, right? Impermanent, unsatisfactoriness, uncontrollability, non-self. You see only these. Some we will see impermanent. So we are different temperament. Now depend on our temperament, our nature. Some disease suffering a lot when you practice meditation. Some disease non-self, uncontrollable. Some see impermanence more than others. But who practice inside vipassana meditation, we have seen all of them, more and less. So now we go to the supramundane consciousness. So I would like to finish this regard about consciousness tonight. And supramundane consciousness, briefly only four. See that, right? Supramundane consciousness, A. Wholesome supramundane consciousness, 4. And certain supramundane consciousness, 4. So what are we longing for? Right? So to gain enlightenment. So the first one, path consciousness of the stream entrance. Or samika stream entrance, stream entry, stream window, whatever. That's fine. So firstly, I would arrange to know in Pali language first. It's easy to remember. Sotapatti, Magga, Citta. See that, right? Ta. Sotapatti Magga Citta. Translation: Sotapatti is meant stream entrance. Magga is meant path. So the first path consciousness of the stream entrance. The second path consciousness of the one returner. In Pali we call Sagadagami Magga Citta. The third one, Anagami Magga Citta. The third path consciousness of the non-returner. Fourth one, Arhata Magga Citta. The fourth path of consciousness of Arhat. So, briefly, Sotapatti Magga, Sagadagami Magga, Anagami Magga, Arhata Magga. Just remember that. So, who practice inside Vipassana meditation, you see, you know, you'll be able to differentiate mind and body. And you know the cause effect, how they are interrelated. And you know their characteristic. You know the essence arising in the spirit. And keep practice that your Vipassana knowledge become higher and higher. Finally, you see the end of arising in the spirit. And then you will gain the first state of enlightenment. The first state of sainthood become stream enterer. When you become stream enterer, at that moment, your consciousness, Sotapatti Magga Citta, rests. After that, the result of consciousness. So here, I just would like all of you to know their name first. Sotapatti Magga Citta. Then if you practice Vipassana meditation, you will gain second state of sainthood, that become one return. And then if you practice this inside Vipassana meditation, you will gain the third state of sainthood, become non-returner, Anaga. And keep practice it. You will gain the fourth state of sainthood, Arhata Magga Citta. As you gain the first state of enlightenment, you will be able to eradicate wrong view, right? Unwholesome consciousness, commonly with this the wrong view, especially wrong view, 4, and the 5 kind of unwholesome consciousness totally eradicated. So when you gain second state enlightenment, you can reduce your sensual desire, anger, but cannot eradicate any kind of unwholesome consciousness yet. When you gain the third state of sainthood, become non-returner, no sensual desire at all, no anger. See that? No anger is unwholesome consciousness rooted in hatred. So when someone practices meditation, gain the first state of sainthood, become Arahant, can eradicate all kind of unwholesome consciousness. See that? It's not only unwholesome consciousness, no wholesome consciousness at all. So become functional consciousness. this wholesome supramundane consciousness for SC. They eradicate some kind of mental defilement, kilesa. So we cannot take this four this wholesome supramundane consciousness as the object of meditation. And resultant supramundane consciousness means as soon as you gain enlightenment, this the Magga Citta arises only one term. After that, in Pali we call Phala Sotapatti Phala Citta. Yeah, Sakaraya Phala is means fruit or fruition. The first fruit consciousness of stream entrance. So when you gain the first enlightenment, after Magga arises, this Phala will follow. So we have resultant supramundane consciousness 4. When you gain jhana, you can enter this because sustained absorption. You can be in your jhana. For example, you gain the first jhana, Vitakka, Vichara, Piti, Sukha, Ekekada. You can maintain that for 1 hour or 1 day or 2 days or 1 week, most. When you gain enlightenment, you gain this supramundane consciousness. You can enter into this sustained enlightenment because Phala attainment. When you gain jhana, we call jhana attainment. This Phala attainment, you can take the supreme breeze, nibbana as object. You can stay 1 hour, 2 hours, 1 day, 2 days, without moving, without eating. So now we start about mundane consciousness 81, supramundane consciousness 8, altogether 89. So all the consciousness briefly 89. Please remember. Broadly 121. How becomes 21? Because of this supramundane, this consciousness, who becomes Sotapan, Sotapatti, Sakaragami, Anagami around. So here, I take example to understand, to understand how this supramundane consciousness become 40. For someone who practices tranquility meditation. And then he gave first jhana. Now first jhana, after he gave first jhana, and then he get out from this first jhana, contemplate on the 5 factors, Vitakka, Vichara, Piti, Sukha, Ekekada, as impermanent, suffering, non-self. See that? Based on jhana. And then contemplate on this factor of jhana. And then we gain first state of enlightenment. See that for Sotapanna, right? Who based on second jhana. And then contemplate on the factor of second jhana, 4 factors, right? And then we gain jhana, gain magga, both. So this means who becomes Sotapanna can gain first jhana, second jhana, third jhana, fourth jhana, and fifth jhana. So who become one returner? Same. Can gain 5 jhana. For Anagami, non-returner 5 jhana. Who become 5 jhana? So regard about this Magga, who practice this Samatha and Vipassana both, they gain jhana and Magga. That's why this supramundane wholesome consciousness become 20. So Sotapanna 5, Sagaragami 5, Anagami 5, 5. So become 20. In turn, the resultant consciousness 20. That's what become from wholesome supramundane consciousness 8 become 40 type of consciousness. This means who gain both jhana and magga. If you don't gain jhana, only a wholesome consciousness. So now, 89 type of consciousness, briefly. Broadly, 121, or you already know their name, their nature, briefly, roughly. Right? So, my suggestion regarding about what we studied so far, all of us mostly we practice inside Vipassana meditation. When we practice Vipassana meditation, we will be aware of our consciousness, our mind, our thought. What kind of thought, what kind of consciousness, what kind of mind arises? We should know that. Be aware of wholesome or unwholesome. If it's unwholesome, try to change to wholesome. So if you experience undesirable object, this means the resultant consciousness, right? Unwholesome resultant consciousness, because in previous life we used to do unwholesome action. This life we will come across this undesirable object. So don't get mad about that. Think about, because of my karma, previous life, I have to see that, hear that, and so on. So you understand your nature, become wholesome. Otherwise you get angry, become unwholesome, right? So we study our mind. So when you do something, we ought to study the sensual sphere, wholesome conscious state. What is the best one? You understand, with pleasure, with wisdom, unprompted. You know that, right? So improve the mind. When you do something good, so be happy, enjoy it. And wisdom is very important. Know it's the karma, the result of this karma, and unprompted, without being induced by others. So try to see if your wholesome consciousness is the best one, the resultant consciousness becomes the best one. Your rebel consciousness is the best one. Accompanied with the wisdom. As accompanied wisdom, you'll be able to gain this jhana, magga. Now we just study about, right? So I will order you to experience about that. Try to practice this tranquility meditation, inside Vipassana meditation. So we need both. When you practice tranquility meditation, you will gain concentration, this one-pointedness. When you gain this one-pointedness of this mind, you will be able to see their nature. see their true nature is mean wisdom. See, wisdom. This wisdom we need to improve that, become higher and higher. So regard about meditation, we need to practice. Not only study about. We study is the map, right? We study the map. So what we going to pass, what we going to see. So all of you put into practice, all of you practice samatha and vipassana meditation already. So try to improve that, to gain concentration, gain wisdom, and experience what we already study, all the jhana absorption, and magga enlightenment in this life. Thank you for your attention.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Now, question.